Hello, hello. So here we are. We're getting ready for the last essay. I hope you're giving yourself a good pat on the back for getting the lit essay in. I'm working on those, and I'll get those back to you as quickly as I can. Excuse me. I am sorry that I just got through all of your checkpoints today. We are at the crunch time of the semester, as I know you all are feeling it. I can feel the stress coming in through some of your emails. But know that I am in the course working, and I know that my response time to emails has been a little bit slower than usual, but I am still responding. So be patient. I'm still trying. I think I'm still managing to get back to everybody within one business day. But I know that I've usually been a little bit quicker. So apologies, excuse me, for the delays there. So, and for the delay on this video. This should have been up Friday. I'm sorry. Excuse me. With the synthesis essay, I know that this is one that when you read the assignment, heads tilt, maybe a little So what I'm asking you to do here is to look at a topic using the three disciplines we've worked with this semester: humanities, social sciences, and sciences. And I give you an example in the assignment. I give you an example dealing with the things I carried. I give you an example from everyday use. But you don't have to limit yourself to literature. If you would rather look at something in history, you can absolutely do that. So if there's a historical event you want to look at its scientific impact and its social science impact. An example I can think of pretty easily is if you looked at some historical writing about the events of September 11th, 2001, and you looked at social science research, maybe the mental impacts on first responders, and maybe you've looked at some science writing about the health issues that first responders have had since then. So that's just one example. There are a lot of different ways you can tackle this assignment. I recommended starting with the humanities because that's kind of an easier place to pull a topic and then go find a connection in the other disciplines. If you're having trouble with that, talk to me, or to each other, or to somebody at the writing center, or just bounce some ideas off a friend or a family member. And I'm absolutely glad to talk to you about it. The first question I've been asking people, sometimes people say, well, I like this story, but I don't know what to work with. And so I ask you to start by thinking, what is it that stands out to you in that story? Is it a particular character? Is it how a situation plays out? Think about what it is that's striking you. And then we can kind of talk about that, maybe draw some ideas out there, and look at some ways that you could find some information on that in the other two disciplines. On the flip side, if you are a science person, if you are a social science person, and there's a topic you want to look for, I can probably help you find a humanities slant on that. So absolutely glad to help. So what I want you to do basically is to synthesize how these three disciplines approach that topic. Okay, what do they say? How do they say it? It's really as simple as that. So for this essay, you get to use either MLA or APA format, whichever one you want. It doesn't matter as long as you're consistent throughout the whole thing. So if we've been doing APA long enough now that you don't want to switch anything up, fine. If you were so happy to get back to MLA in that literature essay and you want to use that, go for it, okay? Make sure that you introduce the writings that you're working with, so whatever your humanities, social science, and science writing pieces are. Make sure you have a thesis that addresses the topic that you're working with. I am asking for outlines for this week, and I'm going to extend that deadline, but more on that in a moment. And I'll give you feedback on that thesis statement and the topic sentences, okay? I know that this is the end of the semester and you all are 100% capable of doing this, but I don't want you to feel like I'm just throwing you out on your own here. So I'll still keep giving you feedback like I have before. You want to be impartial and unbiased. You want to practice all the good tenets of academic writing that we have studied this semester, practiced this semester. This is your time to show off. So show me what you can do. I also find that this can be a really interesting essay for students to work on. So if there's something you're passionate about and you can't quite figure out how to link it up, let me know. A lot of times we can take that and make it work. So that's really it. I think it sounds harder than it actually is, and I can appreciate that at this point in the semester, a weird assignment has a little bit extra impact, so I don't want to make it difficult. If you're struggling with it, if you're having questions about it, absolutely let me know. So I mentioned that I would extend the deadline on this. I want to make sure that you have your feedback before Thanksgiving break. I don't know how it's the end of November and Thanksgiving is next week, but here we are. If you will get them in by noon on Tuesday. Noon on Tuesday, check my calendar, November 26th. If you'll get your outline and all that stuff in by then, I'll get the grade returned before I leave the office on Tuesday. Okay, so that's our extension. It's till Tuesday. Excuse me. I'm working on the literature essays, as I said. I will get feedback to you on those as quickly as I can. And I'm here if you need me. If you have questions, if there's any problems you run into, please let me know. And next week I'll talk a little bit more about polishing up the essay, or not next week, sorry. Week after next. I'll talk a bit about polishing up the essay, making it the best it can be, and what we have at the very end. We're almost done. I know you're so glad. I know that 112 is a lot, and it is especially a lot online, so I appreciate all your hard work. I mean that. I know that it's a heck of a lot, and you all are doing it, so I really appreciate that. If you need me, email me, set up an appointment, set up a Collaborate meeting, set up a call, whatever you need to do. And I look forward to seeing what you all do with these outlines, and I'm really enjoying the lit essays. Y'all take care.